Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
Alrighty, folks, thanks so much for continuing to stick around here on the program. I'm Dwayne Mendez Staples greeting you here as we have saw rain today, and the good news is that rain is going to begin to exit our area, so most of you may be able to get a break in the rain today. We picked up roughly about an inch or so of rain for a majority of us. Thankfully, that dry air was able to kind of quickly catch up with this moisture and make it end a lot earlier, which is kind of what we need to say the least. So if anything else, I tell you what, between now and the next several months, our rain departure is going to look phenomenal because the amount of precipitation that we have seen this entire winter has been mostly rain with some sleet mixing in at times, but the rest of the winter has been fairly, just say, mild. And yes, we've had some very cold spurts, but overall it's been a pretty mild winter, to put it as, to say the least. So if you're wondering, are we going to see snow? We will see. The computer models are still not in a complete agreement on whether or not how February is going to be showcasing moisture will be available, or could it be starved? We'll see what happens between now and the next week and a half as we get closer to, of course, Super Bowl Sunday, Valentine's, President's Day weekend, all them holidays right there as well. The season of love, I guess is to call it that as well. Hey, we got 42 degrees there. Again, rain showers are going to be coming to an end later today, and that is going to be the good news for us. Now, our temperatures are not going to be moving as much. We're going to kind of gradually stay normal or just near cooling off, let's put it as. Again, any leftover showers should be gone by let's say about 6, 7 o'clock tonight. If I get my words straight out there. 42. So again, overnight tonight, we may see a few breaks in the clouds. But other than that, it'll be a considerable to mostly cloudy night in the making. With again, any leftover moisture should be gone by the say between 6 and 8 o'clock hour. That's why I said about 8 o'clock. Most of this rain should start to slowly die off as you make your plans later on tonight. Moving on now to your other overnight lows. Temperatures are going to fall into the freezing mark. Again, leftover showers will quickly end in the evening hours. Temperatures will fall near freezing, so again, I'm not expecting any widespread icing, but there could be an isolated spot here or there, so just be on the lookout as you're going to be doing that. Our temperatures are going to be in the 30s. Now, something else I want to talk about is with the wind. That actually helps us out because with the wind being a factor, it allows that to quickly evaporate faster as it's, of course, moving it, and of course, motion is being involved with that. So that's the good news with the wind, and of course, yes, it's just cold. And then also another thing we're going to be keeping a close eye on is our wind chills for tomorrow. As in the morning, we're going to be getting off in the 20s, and the 30s. It's going to feel more like the 20s out there as you make your way out and about for tomorrow. We're going to give tomorrow a 6 out of 10 here on our favorite ratings forecast. And again, Shania Dalton, our producer, always she gives me a hard time when I won't forget that. Just a few weeks ago, she was like, "A 1? Are you kidding me?" Anyway, we appreciate Shania and everything she does behind the scenes. Shout out to you on there as well. 50 degrees tomorrow, and how about this? Even numbers. Well, not even, but again, 50, 25 there. We're going for the high and low. So two easy numbers to remember. A mix of clouds and sun. Cold temperatures out there. No rain is expected. That should have been erased by that point. So more so windy and also overcast in the morning, and then we'll see a mix of clouds and sun in the afternoon. So that again should have been for Wednesday. Temperatures for your Thursday are going to be very chilly thanks to that wind out there. Feels like temperatures are going to be at first thing in the morning in the 20s and 30s. We're going to most likely be, yes, the temperature may say 50, but it's going to feel like, say, 47, 45 degrees for some of our hometowns. Meanwhile, mid 40s to our west towards Patrick County, coming in at both 40 there, 44 Woolwine, 45 Stewart, 46 Ararat, 47 Ferrum. So we got all the numbers there on the map there. 49 there at Oak Level. Make your way towards Philpott Lake, heading towards Goose Point outside of Bassett, Fieldale, Stanleytown communities, Bassett Forks, and again our friends up towards Sontag, Snow Creek, up towards Sidnersville and Rocky Mound and Ferrum as well. So if you're doing anything out tomorrow, it is going to be windy and it's going to be very cold as you're doing so. Now we begin to wrap things up here. We're going to try to make this again. I like to get, as I like to call this, I got a bit of a demerit on Monday, so for going over the weather, going over time. So as a lot of you are football fans, you talk about going into OT. I was doing that on Monday. So right now we're going to almost stay on schedule and hopefully stay on schedule to get this out on time so you all can enjoy the rest of our newscast and of course do other things. So we're going to end the weathercast here. A lot of this green is pretty much indicating that we're going to see some active weather here. Friends to the southwest, even parts of Alaska, even seeing some this as well. Now, I do want to note, Alaska is not below Texas and Nevada and Arizona. Typically, well, if I can point right up here, Alaska is up towards that away, and Hawaii, as you notice, is not on this map, but it's out to sea. So Hawaii is typically a wet state anyway because it's in the middle of the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, so to say the least. So parts of South Alaska and going up towards the southern plain states here, seeing some drying out. Folks here in the Central Plain states actually just got some snow earlier Wednesday night and Thursday, picking up several inches of snow. Our folks out west, the ski countries, are going to be loving this because, of course, they had all that atmospheric river and all that weather had just kind of go from west to east and it moved its way up towards there. So if you're looking to go skiing, go out west. We're going to remain at or just above precipitation levels. So again, this goes out to the 7th through the February. So we will see what happens between now and the next 2 weeks or so as these forecast issues do get issued every other week for a general part of the United States. So again, our friends up to the northeast, they are expecting another winter storm tonight going into Thursday, and then possibly another round of winter weather for those folks. We're talking about Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York. Those parts are expected to see another round of winter weather possibly this weekend. And again, we got to see what happens if we get Gulf moisture moving up, then tapped in that cold air from the north. We could get a little bit of that winter weather ourselves. So in the meantime, rain showers will end this evening. Temperatures are going to remain in the 40s for Thursday. We'll continue to keep you updated and monitor and see how the rest of this month goes. And of course, we are now going down for the longest range of no snow for the month of January to be reported at that time frame as well. Yes, we had flurries about 2 weeks ago, but that doesn't really count unless it got measured in the airport station there at Patrick County. So no snow to worry about, just cold and windy conditions. Remember to bundle up as you're heading out to the bus stop and work.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.